Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Walmart exclusive Dewback with Imperial Sandtrooper action figure pack. These are really cool figures, but before we take a closer look at them, let's go ahead and take a look at their packaging. So here it is, pretty standard for the time. As you can see, nice big window here on the front for the figures, as well as a only at Walmart sticker here on the front. On the side, just a picture of the characters, and then on the back shows the figures themselves as well as a brief description. If you'd like to read that, you can go ahead and just pause the video. So anyway, like I said, pretty standard, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to the figures themselves. We're going to start out with the Sandtrooper. He stands at 3 3/4 inches tall, so he's right in scale with all of your other Star Wars action figures, and he does come with a couple accessories. The first one here is his staff, which is nicely detailed, but no paintwork or anything. It would have looked nicer with a little bit of paint on there. Next up is his blaster rifle. Mine's a little bent, but again, nice detail work on that, but no paintwork or anything would have made that really look nicer in my opinion. And then finally, we've got his backpack. This is painted nicely and just slots in on his back, and it doesn't fall off too easily. For the most part, it's pretty much on there. As far as articulation on this figure goes, he's got a ball peg in the head, ball hinge shoulders that do swivel 360, hinged elbows with a swivel wrists. In the torso, it's a little odd. There is a hinge that runs this way through the figure, which lets him crunch forward, and then on top of that there's a swivel so that he can swivel side to side, but that hinge will always crunch him forward no matter what direction the chest is in. Sort of interesting. Here in the hips, he's got ball hinge hips. Those aren't usually my favorite, but you do need them to actually get him to sit on the Dewback. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. He's got hinged knees with a swivel, and then hinged ankles with a swivel. Mine are a little stuck, it looks like, but the articulation is there. So anyway, overall on this guy, pretty standard for these stormtroopers, well articulated and looks good. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of weathering on there. He's pretty clean, but other than that, he does look good, so don't mind too much. As far as the Dewback goes, and for me this is the real reason to buy the pack, I absolutely love this thing. Now I know that there is a little bit of debate over the small head versus large head Dewback. I prefer the smaller head personally, but I think, you know, overall both look good. The detail on there is really amazing. Looks good, and this is why you need those hips. I'll put the figure here for comparison. Look how wide the Dewback is. So you really have to get the hips very wide to get him to actually sit on there. And he does look a little awkward when he sits on there, but of course, there's not much Hasbro can do about that on a figure that's, you know, 3 3/4 inches tall. So not too big of a deal in my opinion. As far as articulation on this Dewback goes, it's pretty good for what it is. He's got what feels like a double or single ball peg here in the head, which lets it go a little bit side to side. Mostly as a swivel, a little bit up and down, of course. And then he's got ball pegs here in each hip. The rear ones have much more range of motion, but of course there is more of a gap in the articulation when you use them. But for standard posing, the gap is on the bottom, so it doesn't look that bad in my opinion. And then of course they do swivel because they are a ball peg. And then here at the ankle, there is a hinge that you can use. It's in all of the ankles, and they all have the same rotation or, you know, range of motion, and they all swivel as well. So overall, I am a little biased because I love the animals of Star Wars, but I think that Hasbro did an excellent job with this one. I think that the Dewback looks great, and you know, it's just another repack of this Sandtrooper that we've seen before, and it was good to begin with. So overall, I recommend this pack, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.